Good Monday evening and welcome to the Ncwlife Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window, and it was a wet one out there today. Just a light misty rain this morning. It picked up a little bit after lunch, and this is how we looked most of the afternoon today. A great shot that is from our cross camera in Wenatchee Heights, our Sky-Fi tower camera looking down at the Wenatchee Valley. Low clouds, mid-level clouds, and upper clouds. We have lots of clouds around, and that will last into our evening and for most of tomorrow morning as well. Still a good chance for rain showers, and some of those rain showers, if it gets cold enough, we could be talking some ice accumulations. We're hoping, I should say, that doesn't happen. You can see the area in yellow, the most susceptible for ice on the roadways. We could see up to 1/10 of an inch of ice building up on the roadways tonight and as we get into tomorrow. So be careful if you're traveling out there, especially around the Lake Chelan area, also the Waterville Plateau. And we'll tell you much more about our very wet forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Icy road conditions are blamed in 2 fatal crashes in Grant County over the Thanksgiving holiday. An early morning accident today sent a Soap Lake man to the hospital, and a soldier from Leavenworth was killed in combat in Afghanistan on Saturday. But first, we begin tonight. Highway 97 has been reopened following a major fire late yesterday at a large fruit warehouse in the Orondo area. The building, owned by Pine Canyon Growers, was reported on fire around 5:30 p.m. A second alarm was dispatched due to the size of the building and extent of the fire. 3 ladder trucks were placed along the length of the building to douse flames that were over 50 feet above the roof of the building. Orondo Fire Chief Jim Odie says firefighting was hampered due to the extent of the fire when the initial report came in. He says the facility had not operated since before Thanksgiving, with the fire likely smoldering for hours, if not days, before it burned through that roof. A large section of the roof collapsed, making the fire noticeable to those passing by. The age of the building and multiple additions made firefighting difficult, along with an ammonia refrigeration system which had over 2,000 pounds of ammonia refrigerant. Second alarm brought response of firefighters and apparatus from Waterville, East Wenatchee, Chelan, Manson, and Leavenworth fire departments. The Douglas County Sheriff's Department conducted evacuations of the neighboring residences. In all, 37 firefighters spent 5 hours battling the fire to contain it, with crews remaining on scene overnight. Local fire marshals and the ATF will begin investigating the cause of the fire tomorrow. The estimated loss is $12 million. There were no injuries. Well, icy road conditions are blamed in 2 fatal crashes in Grant County over the Thanksgiving holiday. The first involved a 73-year-old Wenatchee woman who died at the scene of a 1-car accident on roads 5 and T Northwest. The Grant County Sheriff's Office reports Karen Bach was riding as a passenger in a car driven by 39-year-old Carrie Bach. Sheriff deputies say the car slid off the roadway and flipped over into the irrigation canal. The driver sustained serious injuries and was transported to Confluence Health Central Washington Hospital. She was later transported to Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. 2 other passengers, 19-year-old Quentin Hamilton and a 7-year-old boy, both from Wenatchee, sustained non-life-threatening injuries and were taken to Quincy Valley Medical Center. All occupants were wearing seat belts, and deputies say excessive speed is the proximate cause for that collision. A second 1-vehicle fatal accident occurred early Friday about 5 miles south of I-90. Deputies say Autumn Canaston was driving a 1999 Lincoln Navigator south on Dodson Road when sometime around 12:30 a.m. she lost control on the icy road and the Lincoln rolled 3.5 times, coming to rest in a field. Canaston, who was not wearing a seatbelt, was ejected and died at the scene. Authorities say excessive speed and alcohol contributed to that collision. Well, an early morning accident today sent a Soap Lake man to the hospital. 57-year-old Mario Bastida was traveling south on State Route 17 about 5:30 this morning when he attempted to make a left turn into Nepal Road and was struck by another car driven by 51-year-old Paulo Cumerlado, also of Soap Lake. Following the collision, both vehicles came to rest just north of the State Route 17 Nepal Road intersection. Bastida was airlifted to Confluence Health in Wenatchee. The cause and possible charges involved in the accident is still under investigation. Well, the Department of Defense has identified a soldier killed in combat in Afghanistan on Saturday as Sergeant Leandro A.S. Jasso from Leavenworth. Sergeant Jasso was 25 years old. He was assigned to Joint Base Lewis McChord as a member of the U.S. Army's Special Ranger Unit and was in Afghanistan's Helmand province when he was killed in action on November 24th. He was on his third deployment. According to U.S. Army Special Operations Command, Sergeant Jasso died from wounds suffered from small arms fire while conducting combat operations. His commanding officer called Sergeant Jasso a humble professional who placed the mission first. He lived the U.S. Army Ranger creed and will be deeply missed. More information is available on our website at ncwlife.com. Well, coming up next, 2 men were wounded by gunfire in a reported drive-by shooting in the Moses Lake area Saturday night. A change in school policy has resulted in the removal of a Campus Resource Officers Department issued rifle from Wenatchee High School. And after responding to over 1,800 wildfires in Washington State this year, the state DNR is now recruiting 550 temporary firefighters to serve during the 2019 wildfire season. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
Dear Mary Maids, please clean the kitchen, and the cabinets, and the floors, and the chairs. And I wish you could clean the dog. Colin is now feeding himself. Thanks, Megan.
Hi, Megan. No worries. We got it all cleaned up. Let's hope Colin gets past the spaghetti flinging stage soon. Till then, we've got you covered. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Hey everyone, so today I'm tackling Medical Assistant Ninja, trying to get that next level career. Man, this dead-end job is holding me back. Decision time, I'm going Charter College. Now I'm a medical assistant student. Rocking it! Yeah, earned the President's Award. Score! Took my career to the next level. Hey, I can level up to Medical Assistant Ninja, so can you. Get on it.
Welcome back. In another news, 2 men were wounded by gunfire in a reported drive-by shooting in the Moses Lake area Saturday night. Police say it happened around 10:30 p.m. when several shots were fired from a vehicle at the westbound Interstate 90 Hanson Road intersection. Officials say 2 males were shot in the incident and transported to Samaritan Hospital in Moses Lake for treatment for non-life-threatening injuries. A description of the suspect vehicle and/or suspected shooters has not been released yet by police. If you have any information, contact MAC Dispatch. That number is 509-762-1160. Wenatchee Police Chief Steve Crown questions change in school policy that resulted in the removal of a Campus Resource Officers Department issued rifle from the high school. Chief Crown's letter follows up on a June 11th school board discussion where School Resource Officer Jared Reinfeld talked about the change in policy and how it could potentially threaten students and staff safety. The policy was changed in January, resulting in the rifle's removal from its secure location in a locked safe inside the school's administration building. During the June 11th meeting, board member Sunny Hemphill said she was uncomfortable with returning the weapon without public input.
I think what we are talking about is the concept, the thing that happens emotionally when suddenly our community hears oh, well, the school put a gun there. Great. And I wasn't part of that decision. I don't think any of us were. And I'm uncomfortable with this being an administrative decision with no discussion from our community.
Yep.
I'm not trying to be difficult or to disrespect the decision that has been made. I am saying, as an elected board member, I'm not comfortable with this.
But board member Laura Jakes countered that she was uncomfortable discussing school security issues in an open public meeting.
It's not on the agenda, and we're advertising,
Okay.
and I am completely comfortable with trained law enforcement officers being in charge of a weapon, especially if it's stored in a 500-pound safe bolted to the floor. I think the likelihood that anybody unauthorized is going to get hold of that weapon is practically nil. But I'm very uncomfortable having this conversation with this amount of detail in a public forum that's being videotaped and is going to be watched by the community. Because not only are we informing our citizens who have the right to express an opinion about this, but we're also exposing our plans to anybody who might want to terrorize our schools or our students.
In his letter to the board, Chief Crown said the issue was discussed at a recent high school parent advisory group meeting. During that meeting, the school resource officer explained that one of the critical factors during a school shooting is the time it takes to address the threat. Officer Reinfeld says if he needs to leave the building to retrieve a rifle during a violent event, those extra seconds could cost lives. Crown has offered to meet with the school board in the future to discuss the matter further. Well, after responding to over 1,800 wildfires in Washington state this year, the State Department of Natural Resources is now recruiting 550 temporary firefighters to serve during the 2019 wildfire season with the state's largest wildland firefighting department. First-time applicants should be able to fill positions from approximately mid-June to mid-September, though some temporary positions will be filled by returning firefighters as soon as April. With growing frequency, seasonal firefighters may also have the opportunity to work longer seasons into October when they're able and conditions dictate. DNR provides hired firefighters with all required safety clothing, equipment, and training they need. Those interested can visit DNR's website at www.dnr.wa.gov/employment. You're watching the NCWLife Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's features story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLife Evening News. Stay with us.
Thanks to the help I received at Goodwill, I have a job.
I'm working now, thanks to Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to get you back to work. When you donate to or shop at Goodwill, you're really helping people find work.
Thank you.
Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs.
Sir, I pulled you over today to ask you one thing. Is it true that Apple Valley Honda has a free lifetime warranty on every new Honda?
Officer, I'm glad you asked. Our lifetime warranty comes free on all of our new Hondas. That means you won't have to pay a dime for any major expenses. That could save you thousands. And no, you do not have to service with us. It's a great peace of mind, officer.
Wow, my wife and I have wanted the new Accord. We'll see you this weekend.
Welcome back to the NCWLife Evening News. In tonight's feature story, we continue providing anti-bullying videos made by various students from Wenatchee, Cashmere, and Entiat. With the assistance of New York filmmaker Mike Fierstein, the videos are part of the Unmake a Bully project. Tonight, an anti-bullying film from the students at Cashmere Middle School.
Here's a math problem.
Have you heard? Yeah, it's so cool. I really want to get the new battle pass and skins. It's so cool. See ya. See you. Bye.
2 minus 1 plus 3 more equals.
Why is Ben always hanging out with those girls? Yeah, I thought he was your friend. It's cool. It's whatever.
That's not what I heard.
Then what you hear?
I know, right. What do you say again?
Then those 8 are divided by 3.
We have to study for that. I'm sorry, I gotta go to art class. I have a project to do. It looks so weird. Oh my god. It looks so ugly. You know, hey, you spend way too much time with Ben. What? He's just our friend.
That's not what I heard.
See ya. These 3 try to divide into 8. Let's see if the math works out.
What's that all about?
That's it. Who said it? I never said I liked Ben. Wait, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I never said it wasn't. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't do it.
Next, a word follows. If 8 friends get angry and lose trust in each other because of rumors and gossip, how many friends are left?
Let's check. You obviously can't read. No. You're so. I don't like it. Over there. It's over there, obviously. Yeah, it is. I told you. It says it right there.
You loser. I need a drink.
I was here first.
Doesn't matter. Go find another one. No. I'm thirsty.
I'm thirstier. Can you help me open mine? I can't open mine. Why should I help you? Well, I'm more important than you. I'm gonna be late to class. You're so mattering. Eight times 0, which equals none. Was there a better solution to this problem?
Wait, that can't be true.
What? What do you mean? It is true. I swear.
I'm gonna go find out for myself.
No.
Hey, Ben.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not true.
Look at it.
Investigate the information. Talk it out. Stand together, indivisible.
Time now for a check of your north central Washington weather forecast. But before we get into those details, let's take a look outside our weather window and head up to Lake Chelan and our Lower Butte Sky-Fi Tower camera. Not quite as many low clouds as we're seeing here in the Wenatchee Valley. We tried to show you some of those cameras from this afternoon. Everything was socked in for most of the afternoon, but still some cloudiness up around Lake Chelan. We had off and on rain showers throughout the day today, and still I expect an all-night rain event and for most of Tuesday morning as well. Today's high temperatures, they didn't raise that much or climb that much. 34 is where we started. 37 is where we ended up this afternoon. 38 is our normal high temperature. 28 our normal low temperature. 55 was our record high back in 1985. And let's go to that frigid year of 1985. Once again, our record low year, 4 degrees below zero. So far today, about 0.05 of an inch of precipitation. That puts us just under 6 inches now for the year at 5.94 inches. Our sunrise this morning was at 7:21, and the sun did set this afternoon, I should say, at 4:15. Let's put that satellite in motion now and show you what we can expect tonight at 10 o'clock. That system continues to push through Washington State. There's the center of that low pressure just south of the Gulf of Alaska, but it's spinning all that subtropical moisture into north central Washington and almost all of Washington. We have a 100% chance of rain tonight. Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock, this system will slowly push through the state. So as I mentioned earlier, expect an all-night rain event. You'll hear it overnight in bed and as you sleep, and also tomorrow morning as you make that morning commute. Watch out for some icy spots around the Waterville Plateau especially, and up towards Lake Chelan. As we move into our Wednesday forecast, we still have about a 20% chance of maybe just scattered rain showers. That won't be until Wednesday evening, so a dry day for the most part on Wednesday. But notice this area of low pressure. It will slide up the coast, bring us a few scattered showers on Thursday. Really, Thursday and Wednesday should be our driest days before this system really kicks into gear and moves our way. By 4 o'clock on Friday, we expect cloudy skies, and there's that chance of rain mixed with snow moving into the Wenatchee area by late in the day at the end of the week. This system will continue to push through Saturday afternoon at 4 p.m. We have at least a 60% chance of a rain-snow mix. It looks like a lot of snow mixed in with this system, especially as it moves into the western Rockies, or northern Rockies of western Montana, I should say, where they could see 6 to 10 inches of snow by Friday night. On Saturday at 4 p.m., once again, as I mentioned, a good chance for rain mixed with snow showers, and beyond that into Sunday, it looks like kind of a wet one as well. Taking a look at that quick lube and tune forecast, we're not going to change temperatures that much. We'll drop down to about 36. A good chance for morning rain showers on Tuesday and 41 degrees. We'll warm up to 45 on Wednesday. Just a chance for scattered and maybe even isolated showers on Wednesday and Thursday. By the time we get into Friday, a 40% chance. That will be late in the day of rain mixed with snow showers and 41 degrees. For Saturday, a very good chance of the wet stuff once again. Cloudy skies, a 60% chance of rain and snow, and 38. And still some leftover rain showers and snow showers on Sunday with a high then of 37. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the Ncwlife Evening News continues right after this.
Bob's Burgers and Brew in Wenatchee. Only the best.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Bob's Burgers and Brew in Wenatchee. Only the best.
And now it's a sports update on the Ncwlife channel.
And a happy Monday. It is a happy Monday for Seahawks fans. They earned a much-needed win on the road at Carolina Sunday in the last-second field goal by Sebastian Janikowski, edging the Panthers 30-27. Carolina had a chance to take the lead with under 2 minutes to go on a 52-yard field goal attempt by Graham Gano, but he missed. 3 plays later, Russell Wilson hit Tyler Lockett on a 47-yard pass play to the Panthers 10. Seattle ran the clock down to 4 seconds. Janikowski, 31 yards, game winner. Good. Wilson finished the game 22 for 31 for 339 yards, a couple of touchdowns. How about Lockett? 5 catches, 107 yards, and a score. Seahawks improved to 6-5. Keep their playoff hopes alive. They'll host 49ers Sunday at Seattle. Wenatchee Wild hosted the West Kelowna Warriors in 2 games at the Town Toyota Center and swept both 6-3 on Friday, 4-2 on Saturday. Visitors jumped out to a 3-1 lead at the end of the first period on Friday. Didn't look good for the home team, but A.J. Hodges, P.J. Fletcher, and the rest of the Wild would come all the way back and win it by that final of 6-3. Now we go to Saturday. It was an interesting matchup. Seattle, again, the theme would kind of play itself out again. West Kelowna jumping out to the early lead. The Wild coming back. Matt Goszewski would reel back the Warriors. Let's get to the highlights here. Arch Ecker on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Shot there, score! Matt Goszewski. Arnold turns on the Jets, moves over the right side for Barger. Back to Arnold. His shot, he scores! Wild getting a change in on the defensive side. Souter threads it through, shot, score! Murphy Stratton. Trying to get a stick on it was Adams. And now Tilsley's going after Iannone, and a third man in. Gets railed. Koopman got taken out by the linesman as Iannone trading bombs over on the right wall. He and Tilsley still wrapped up. There's a good uppercut from Iannone and a couple other strong overhand rights as they grapple each other to the ground. Meanwhile, the Warriors bench is incensed. Jeff Grimwood and his assistants arguing demonstratively with the officials. And Grimwood's still going at it, and the fans are just egging him on. I mean, you know, at the end of it, this is really just a one-goal hockey game. Cullen was thrown off the ice, and he just came back on. And the linesman physically having to push him off. And now the coach is following him. So he's out. Sharply down low for Arnold. Over in front, Goszewski shoots, he scores! So the Wenatchee Wild, for the second night in a row, fall behind and then rally with a strong finish.
No love lost between those two teams. They wrap up the season, split the 6 games, 3 apiece. Win helps Wenatchee leapfrog into 3rd place in the BCHL's Interior Division, just 5 points back of 1st place Penticton, whom they'll host on Wednesday night at 6 before heading to the road Friday at Salmon Arm and Saturday in Vernon. Well, the State 1B semifinals were held under blue skies at Leibofto Field at the Apple Bowl on Saturday. In the Game 1, Elmira Cooley Heartline's Parker Roberts here takes it in from 7 yards out for the touchdown. As ACH up big, and then Jimmy Nacelle, or make that Jimmy Strange of Nacelle, goes around the left side, makes a nice move, cutting it into the end zone. We'll get on the board, but Comets would be no match for the Warriors in this one, as Elmira Cooley Heartline heads back to Tacoma to try to repeat as the State 1B champions. They win it by a final of 82-28. Good turnout by the fans there as well. But whom would they face? Well, we find out in Game 2. The Quilcene Rangers took on Odessa Tigers in the other semifinal. Odessa's Marcus King taking it right, cutting back left. Look out, 36 yards. He's in for the score. Rangers would keep it close early, though, as their quarterback, Holden Elkins, finds Ben Bruner here on a sweet 50-yard touchdown pass. Wow, how about that? Looked like it might be a barn burner, back and forth. Gotta love 8-man football, but Odessa would make a little doubt of who would be dominant in this one. King would take the ensuing kickoff back 91 yards for the score. Watch his sweet getaway from a would-be tackler there, and then he is gone up the sidelines. Of course, you only have 8 men to beat. 91 yards on that touchdown return. The Tigers, #1 ranked team in the state, and that will be an interesting one for the 1B state championship. Coming up 62-6, by the way, the final Elmira Cooley Heartline 1B title against Odessa. That'll be in the Tacoma Dome Saturday at 4 o'clock. By the way, all of the Gridiron Classic finals are now set. Kalama and Napavine play for the 2B title Friday at 4 o'clock. That'll be followed by the 3A championship between O'Day and Eastside Catholic at 7:30. On Saturday, Newport faces Colville for the 1A title at 10 a.m. That's followed by the 1 o'clock game, Linden and Hawkinson for the 2A championship. Then at 7:30 Saturday night, it's 4A title matchup between Lake Stevens and Union. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.
I'm Jenny Kerstetter, and you are watching the NCW Life